Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's session, we'll learn how to insert a node in a linked list at specific position. If you have not seen my previous videos, please do visit my data structures playlist. Now we'll start implementing the C code. As we all know, a node in a linked list is represented by using structures. We'll first write the structure definition of a node. So how do we write that? Struct followed by a structure name. Here it is node. Each node will be having two parts. The first part is the data part. Okay, I assume my data part as a set of integers, so int data. The second field is a pointer variable named next. This will be referring to a node again, so we will be representing it using a self-referential structure. Always a structure definition should be terminated with a semicolon. We'll write main function now. Int main. So within main function, I'm going to create structure variables. Okay, how do we create structure variables? So struct node followed by your variable name. Okay, here I'm going to declare a pointer variable name called head that will be pointing to my address of my first node. Okay, just because I have not created any nodes, I am assigning head with the value null, which implies my list is initially empty. Now I'm going to call my function insert at position. Okay, so I will be passing the reference, that is head reference, along with the data to be inserted, along with the position to be inserted. Here I have not created any nodes, so I have to insert my node at first position. Okay, after this particular declaration statement, 2 bytes of memory will be allocated for a variable called head, like this. Each memory byte will be having its own address. Let us assume this address as 110x. The variable name associated with this memory byte is head. Initially, head is assigned to null, so the value here will be null. Right? So in the next step, I have passed the reference of head, which means I am passing 110x as an argument along with the data to be inserted as, that is 12, and the position to be inserted, which is nothing but 1. We'll write function definition now. So void, my function name is insert at position. So within the parenthesis, we have to declare parameters. Okay. So as you can see, there are 3 parameters here. First one is the reference. To hold the reference, I require a pointer variable. As you can see, the main function head is a variable that is already declared as a pointer. So here we need pointer to pointer, and the variable can be v, which will be of type struct node. To receive the data, a variable called d is declared. Similarly, for the position, int position. So we'll create one more local variable called nn to allocate memory for the new node. How will we do that? Malloc will be allocating memory of specified size. So we have to specify the size. How many bytes? Struct node bytes. Okay, of struct node. Okay, size of struct node. So this will be allocating 2 plus 2, 4 bytes of memory for a node. Okay, and it will be returning the starting address to a variable called nn. As you know, this particular malloc will be returning void pointer, so that should be typecasted to the desired type. Okay, struct node star type. Yes. Now after this statement, 2 bytes of memory will be allocated for data and 2 bytes for will be allocated for next field. Okay, like this. Each memory block will be having its own address. Let us assume the address is 100. Yes, the name of this particular node is NN. We'll fill in the data part. NN of data should be assigned with the data sent by the user in the variable D. Right? So after the statement, user has sent 12 from the main function. So the value 12 will be posted in the data part. Okay. So initially we'll fill the next part with null value. Yes. Next part with null value. So there are two cases to be returned here. In the first case, user would have specified the position as 1. Okay. Which means you have to perform insert at the beginning position. Please do visit my data structure playlist for insert at beginning code. Okay, everything is explained very clearly in that particular video. Please do visit that. Okay, so we are supposed to do the following changes. That is, new nodes next part should be assigned with the content of head, and the content of head should be assigned with new node. Okay, I'll show you this. So if this is the first node, okay, so you have to first execute this line. Okay, so new node's next part should be assigned with content of head. As this is the first node, the content of head is equal to null, so this is okay. If there are so many nodes present in the linked list, and if you have to perform the insert at beginning, you have to replace the content of head at the next position. Okay, now we have to establish a connection between the head and the new node. How do we do that? We are supposed to assign the new node's address to the head part. That is the second line. Now after the second line, what will happen? 100 will be present or placed at the head position. Now there will be a link between the head and the first node. Right? So this is the first case. Inserting a node at first position does not require any traversal. Whereas, if we have to insert a node at particular position, we have to perform traversal. That is, if the user is specifying 3 as the position, that is, if user specifies the node to be inserted at third position, we have to traverse till second node, okay, second node. So for the traversal, we need to start from the beginning, okay, then we have to traverse till the second node. So let us write the second case. So in else, to initiate the traversal, let us declare one more variable called temp. So I'll be assigning temp with the starting address, that is content at v. Okay, loop variable is I here. Okay, let us assign my loop variable to 1 because temp is already pointing to the starting address. Okay, temp is now pointing to the starting address. It is already in the first node. Okay, so we need a loop variable. We need loop. I will be using while loop here. If you need, you can use for loop also. I will run till my position minus. Each time till I reach that position, I will be moving my pointer along. Okay, temp is equal to temp of next. Okay, it'll be this particular statement will be helping me to move from one node to the another. At each iteration, I'll be incrementing my loop variable. Okay, so let me show this illustration. So as you know, when this particular function definition starts executing, there will be a new node created. Okay, so let us assume the new node. Let us assume the new node's data as 3. Okay, new node is there. After this particular statement, that is line number 13, your new node will be allocated. After 14, this 3 will be allocated. Next part will be assigned to null. As you know, NN is a local variable. After execution of this function definition, it will be destroyed. Okay, so this if case will not execute because our position is 3, so else part will be executed. So temp is assigned with the starting address, so temp will be pointing to the first node. So I less than position minus 1, so position here is 2. Okay, so 1 is less than 2, so it will get inside the loop and temp will be moved from first node to the second node. I value will be incremented and the loop fails. Now we are supposed to connect the new node with the linked list, right? So how do we do that? New node's next part should be assigned with temporary nodes next part. Let me show you. So what will happen? So I'll just assign new nodes next part with temp of next. Temp is pointing to the second node. Temp of next will be 300. Okay. So which means this particular new node is connected with the last node. Okay. Now we have to connect the second node with the new node. How do we do that? So we'll just link temp's next part or assign temp's next part with the new node's address. Okay. This is the new node, right? So new node's address. That's all. So this is the code for inserting at position. As you know, the code can be visualized only if you write display function. If you have not known about display function, please do visit my data structures playlist. Okay, so for illustration, I've called insert at position 3 times, one with position 1, second node with position 1, similarly my third node at position 2. So I'll also call display function by passing the head ref. Let me execute the code. I'll give compile and run. As you can see, 44, 54 and 12. Let me explain you. At first, 12 will be inserted the first position. Okay. After 12, I'll be calling again with 44 at first position. So 44 will become the first node and 12 as the second node. Now I'm calling 54 again the second position. So 44, 54 and 12 is the output. So this is the simple code for inserting a node at the specific position. If you like my video, please give me a thumb. Do subscribe and share. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.